I'm Peter Sweat. I'm assistant coach at Lafayette College. This is Andrew Brown, who will be taking us through some demonstrations primarily focused on things that you can do by yourself without a defender to improve your game. He was an all-league player here in the Patriot League, and I appreciate you being here. Thanks. All right. First thing we're going to do is a basic footwork drill where you're just tossing to yourself, reaching on catching it, sinking your hips, making sure you work on a variety of different moves, jab steps, ball rips, rocker steps, baby ball rips, shot fakes, etc., etc. He's going to go 2 where he's really reaching for the ball with his inside foot, and then he's going to go 2 where it's an inside pivot or a Sigma pivot. Paul Pierce obviously been an example of somebody who does that a lot. And the teaching points here are mix up the moves, have an imagination. Got to have an imagination if you're going to get better by yourself. And the second teaching point is on the regular inside pivot, make sure that you are reaching to go get the basketball with your hands and your feet to cut off the angle for a defender to shoot the gap and get a steal. Okay? Go ahead, Eddie. See how he reaches to go get the ball with his inside foot. And now he goes with the inside pivot. So it's inside foot both times. One time. Make sure you sink your hips, AB. Again, the teaching points are keep the hips low, okay, and really reach out to go get the basketball so the defender can't get it, and then you want to vary your moves, okay? And we do that drill for maybe a minute or 2 tops just to get loose, okay? Now we're doing ball handling on the move, where first we're going to cross over every dribble, then we're going to go through the legs every dribble, then reverse through the legs every dribble, and then behind the back every dribble. The important teaching point here is he's a good player. He already has an offer to play professionally in Germany. If he does the drill where he is going crossover dribble like this every dribble, he can't get better. He's got to really try to pull it through okay, as hard as he can because there's no defense. So if he's not really pounding the ball and really pulling it through full speed, he's not going to be able to get better doing this drill. Try to do it every dribble. Good. Now go through the legs. Every dribble. You see how hard he pulls it through. If he's going half speed, he can't get better. Got to really try to whip it through. Now through the legs, reverse. You can see it's a little different. Okay? And we would be doing this full court ordinarily rather than just in the half court. All right, then the last one will be behind the back every dribble. Yep. Okay, it's going to go behind the back every single dribble. And you can see, even for a player as good as AB, that is not easy to do. Now, next thing we're going to work on is some change of direction moves with just one ball. Okay, we'll go inside out with either hand. Then we'll go inside out cross continuous. Then we'll go with what we call the Cyril White drill. And finally we'll go with triple moves with 2 dribbles between. Now again, the key to this is he dribbles the ball and pounds it as hard as he can. When we get the triple moves, he wants to make sure he plants a foot and explodes to go somewhere and get by the defender on the 2 dribbles that he's allowed between the triple moves, okay? Now notice how he lets the ball get wide outside his body. Okay, and it's a very, very difficult drill. Now go inside out cross continuous. Inside out cross, inside out cross, inside out cross, cross, inside out cross, inside out cross. Okay, now next one we'll do is the Cyril White. We're going through the legs backward and behind your back, right in a row. Okay? Yep. As you can see, not an easy drill, kind of an unusual drill too. Okay, now, the triple moves with 2 dribbles between. And again, watch how AB focuses on going somewhere with his feet. And really tries to explode and get by the defender after he gets him leaning. Okay, go ahead, AB. Coming back. 3 moves in a row, then 2 dribbles. 3 moves right in a row, then 2 dribbles. okay? And it can be any moves you want. It's a matter of the kids using their imagination, okay? The last drill we're gonna work on with one ball is we call it kill the grass, where you're going around in a circle and you're making a new distinct move every time. Cross, through the legs backward, behind the back, spin dribble, doesn't matter. Again, we want the player to get used to using his imagination. And again, as with any dribbling drill, an important teaching point is you want to whip the basketball through full speed so that you're pushing yourself to get better at all times, okay? Go ahead, AB. As you can see, it's not easy. Every single dribble is a new move. AB, great job. Now, next thing we're going to work with is two balls, which obviously anytime you can do something that's more difficult than what you have to do in a game, that's to your advantage. You want practice to be harder than the game if possible, okay? The different drills that we're going to do, two ball same time, two ball alternate, two ball inside out, but also two ball inside out where you're coming to one another. We'll go two ball with a crossover dribble, and we'll also go two ball, one high, one low, and then we'll toss one up while we dribble the other, all of which collectively is not the easiest thing in the world, but AB is going to show you what I mean. And notice how he sinks his hips always, and notice how he really pounds the ball. Again, now go two ball alternate, AB. Two ball alternate. Again, if he's not pounding the ball as good as he is, he can't get better. Okay, now he should keep it below the waist. The left one came a little high there, okay? Now AB do inside out rocker, okay, with two balls. All right. See how he keeps the ball low, knee to knee, hopefully. Okay, it's a very, very difficult drill. Now inside out opposite. This time you're doing the same thing, but you're coming toward each other. And again, it's a very, very difficult drill. Now cross it over. Every other dribble. One of the harder ball handling drills out there. For me anyway. AB doesn't seem to be having too hard of a time. Try to keep the ball low. Try to keep it low. Okay, it's a great job. Now, one high, one low, and switch hands on the way back, okay? Another one that forces the right side of the brain to cooperate with the left side and is not at all easy. The high one, try to bounce it up above your head. Really exaggerate the difference between the two, okay? And then the last one is tossing one up and catching it while dribbling the other. And again, switch hands at the halfway point, okay? And as you get better and more comfortable with this, you can eventually really toss it up there high where you're almost sprinting after it. Okay, great job, baby. The next drill we're going to talk about is fast break layups. We call it Kincaid layups. It's a progression we work through where you're working on a crossover dribble, spin dribble, behind the back dribble, through the legs dribble, but you're also working on your footwork to initiate the drive. Okay, now the teaching points we talk about is you want to go body to body, or you want to try to put your shoulder through his ribs, and we believe that if your shoulder gets through, your body will get through. So we have Weeble Wobble set up in the corner for Andrew's first step for him to work on, and I'll give you an example of what we're talking about, okay? If AB is here, okay, and I'm stepping with a direct drive, I want to try to get by him body to body, okay, where my shoulder's coming up through his ribs. Now, the three things we want our guys to work on with the Weeble Wobble is three moves that guys in the NBA do all the time. Maybe they're not exactly legal, okay? One is when he goes by, okay, see if you can get a hand here. Okay, see if you can get a hand here on the move to prevent his retreat. The second is as I go by, if I can punch through. And again, if my shoulder's through, okay, my body's through. So we're not extending into him, we're extending upward. And again, if your shoulder's through, your body's through. And the final one is the Dwayne Wade special. And that is, as I'm going, I'm gonna give him a quick pop. Just a quick extend, and get back. If you do it here and extend, the referee's gonna call a foul every time. But if it's part of my first move and I'm here, I'm usually gonna knock him off balance and be able to make a play. So we have the weeble wobbles there in order for AB to show you exactly how we teach body to body and make sure that we're going in a straight line to the basket, okay? He's gonna do this down and back first time with a direct drive, and the second time with a jab and a crossover step. Okay, so you get an idea of both kinds of footwork. And eventually we would switch the weeble wobbles and go through a whole progression, but I'm not trying to kill my boy, okay? So go on down to that side and we'll do crossover down and through the legs on the way back. One more thing on through the legs, okay, really important. If I'm gonna go, watch out so that they can see. If I'm going through the legs, okay, when I come here to make a move, it's very important my next step is a crossover step to get somewhere, okay? If I go through the legs and my next step is here, I didn't go anywhere. Whereas if I go through the legs plant and my next step is through, I have a chance to seal the defender and actually get somewhere, okay? So make sure when you go through the legs on the way back, make sure as you chop your feet, you're planting and stepping, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, down on that end. Now you see, he goes body to body and the weeble wobble move. Top of the key, cross, and in for a fast break layup. Okay, now, one teaching point, okay, AB? When you go in for a fast break layup, you don't want to dip it into the defense. You want to come almost like a running back in football to protect it and go up. So down here, make sure you don't dip it into the defense, okay? All right, now, he'll come back, and again, see how he uses his off arm and his body to whack the weeble wobble to make sure he's going body to body. Great rip, AB. Great rip through. And again, it's part of the move. Now protect it, good. Okay, good. All right, now, there's a whole progression there. We're not gonna take AB through it because, again, I'm not trying to kill him, but you get the basic idea. If you don't have a weeble wobble, okay, and I know that not all high school gymnasiums do, you can just get a trash can and turn it upside down, and the kids can make the same arm motions. And again, the trash can should move. If they're not making contact with the trash can, they're not doing the drill right, okay? Okay, now ordinarily with our Kincaid layups, our full court layup drills, we'd have a progression where you're working on every different kind of move you can, including triple moves and double moves. And we really focus on the footwork. You want to try to plant and across and really try to explode on the through the legs again. You want to plant and really try to push off and go somewhere, and we work very hard on that. But the progression of moves is not just a 1 foot layup. It's a 1 foot layup, then it's a 2 foot layup, then it is a pullback move, then a pullback up and under, then a fake pullback, and then a fake pullback to the up and under. And then we'll get into the other moves as well, but I want AB to demonstrate just the end so you can see at the end of each, when you make that final move at the top of the key, coming down the lane, you're working on a new move each time, okay? And I'll call it out to you, all right? All right, first one, just the 1 foot layup. And he protected the ball, okay? Second one's a 2 foot layup. And it can be a jump stop or not, but just a 2 foot stop. 2 foot layup. Okay? Next one will be the pullback. Now the teaching point here is make sure your elbows are high and your hips are low. High elbows, low hips. Good move. Strong move, okay? Now will be the pullback up and under. Good ball fake. You see how he kept his hips low even on the shot fake. Now would be the fake pullback to the fall away. Okay, and finally, fake pullback to the up and under. And you can see you get a lot of work on different moves, different footwork, ball security, ball fakes, et cetera, et cetera. And that's a series that all goes together. And now we'll talk a little more about the rest of the moves, okay? Now, the last moves is part of this progression. It's the advanced moves. It's a 1 foot runner. It's a 2 foot floater. Both these shots should be outside the paint or maybe on the lane line. In addition to that, it's a wrong foot layup. And finally, it's a crossover layup, or what we would call a Ginobili layup, where you're really making an effort to, you're coming down the lane, and step one is here, and step two is way across the lane to avoid the charge and give the defense a different look.
Okay? Or Tony Parker.
Or Tony Parker, okay? So again, these are more advanced moves that we need to work on as well. So kids get used to making a variety of shots from a variety of places on the court with different footworks and different angles, et cetera, okay? So we'll go through the more advanced moves now, okay? Ready? Start with the 1 foot runner, and the teaching point here is you want to try to jump straight up and down. For someone who's doing the move for the first time, you would almost teach them to jump backward to avoid the charge, okay? Go with the 1 foot runner, AB. Okay? Very hard shot to defend, okay? Now the 2 foot floater. Okay, again, very hard shots to defend, okay? Now come with the wrong foot layup. Okay, try that one again. Shoot it with the right hand though. Shoot it with the right hand. Okay, and again, just to throw the defense off and throw them a curve. Steve Nash obviously popularized that. And finally with the Ginobili or the Tony Parker, the crossover layup. Okay, where you really want to change directions on the second step to avoid the charge and give the defense a new look. Okay, great job, AB. Next, another full court layup drill, and we would keep the progression going. So we would do Kincaid layups, where it's more of a zigzag with the work on making sure that you're going body to body and making sure you're practicing with the rip or the quick or even the grab. Okay, but another full court layup drill we have is where you're going down the seam just outside the lane line, and we call them Rosie layups. Named after a guy named Steve Rosenblum, who does workouts with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Hawks. And he's a very, very good basketball guy. And that is with a quick inside-out dribble, okay, followed by a secondary move. So you would come here, followed right away by a through the legs crossover, behind the back spin, whatever the case may be. But a quick inside-out to get the defense leaning. And again, as you know, if we're going crossover, we plant the ball side foot and step. If we're going through the legs, we're planting and stepping, okay? Behind the back can be done really either way, but generally you'd plant and you'd really try to push off there with the correct footwork, okay? So out of this, we can do inside out cross, inside out through the legs, inside out behind the back, inside out spin. We'll allow 2 dribbles between this. And AB, you do really whatever you want, just so the guys can see different things, the different possibilities. But every dribble inside out, and then you come back with the left, okay, to the other side. And again, the progression, 1 foot layup, 2 foot layup, 2 foot floater, 1 foot runner, Ginobili layups, the pullback layups, pull back to the up and under, fake pull back to the fadeaway, fake pull back to the fadeaway, up and under, et cetera, et cetera. The same progression as Kincaid layups, just a different way to get into it and a different move. And if you watch NBA guys, they have a lot of tight dribble moves in traffic to get guys off balance and finish, okay? So again, these are full court Rosie layups with the same progression as Kincaid layups. And AB is gonna do a quick inside out to a cross or a behind the back or a spin, any move he wants, 2 dribbles between, and then another inside out move, okay? Quick dribble moves in traffic. Go ahead, AB. You can really see the quick inside out move is a great way to get people off balance. Coming back, same side, it's my fault, yeah. Okay, good job, AB. Okay, last thing we're going to work on is called free shoot. You're going to get 12 shots rapidly in a row with 6 pivots, front pivot, and 6 pivots will be an inside pivot. And again, you can do this on your own. You're going to get 4 3-point shots, 4 1-dribble pull-ups, and 4 2-dribble step backs. Okay, now, on the 1-dribble pull-ups, okay, an important teaching point to make. Will you make sure the camera's on? You right? Okay. on the one dribble step back, an important teaching point to make is a lot of people teach here, shot, okay? What I believe is you want to try to get in the teeth of the defense with one dribble. So if I get you up in the air, I want to go here, 1, 2. You ought to be able to get into the paint off one dribble if your footwork is correct. Now you make the second line of defense, the back line, choose. Are they going to guard you or are they going to stay with theirs? So you get a lot of opportunities for assists as well. And again, I think if the ball's in the paint, it's to the defense's disadvantage and the offense's advantage, okay? So we get 12 shots, last thing we're going to do today, all right? Inside foot, 3, okay? Now to the other side, toss it out, inside foot, 3, okay? Now, one more thing that AB and I didn't talk about. AB's never done this before. Any miss, you're gonna finish before you start the next one. And any miss, you're gonna finish. Like I said, again, AB's never done this. Now, same thing with the Sigma or the inside pivot, okay, where you're shooting the 3. Go ahead. And again, we think it's really important to be able to do every different kind of footwork imaginable. Okay, same thing on the other side, Sigma, 3. Okay, and again, you'll finish any miss. Okay, now inside foot, 1 dribble pull up, but it should be bounce 1, 2. Just 1 dribble. Okay. Now it's also a chance for you to make work on any kind of moves you like. Ball rips. Good job, AB. Okay. Ball rips, shot fakes, baby ball rips, rocker steps, whatever you want. Okay. Now same thing with the Sigma off 1 dribble. Okay. Other side. Sigma. And obviously we would, poor AB is gassed. And I appreciate his help. In a gym full of high school kids, we'd want him to go a lot harder. 2 dribbles, step back. Right, and that step back is so important to get that separation. Difference between a good player and a great player. A great player can get separation to get his shot off, even when there's good defense being played. Good job, AB. Now last one, Sigma, 2 dribble, step back. Good job, AB. Last one. Great job, AB. Okay. So those are some of the things we can work on where it's just a kid and a ball or 2 balls. We don't even need a defender. And if you do those drills on a daily basis and you're really focused on correct footwork and ball security, and you have an imagination where if I catch it one time and do a ball rip, the next time I catch it, it should be a shot fake. The next time I catch it, it should be a fake ball rip, et cetera, et cetera. And you obviously want to focus on making sure your hips are low with great ball security, elbows out, okay, at all times. Those are things you can do on your own to get better. Footwork, ball handling, shooting, different dribble moves, different footwork to get open and to create separation, et cetera, et cetera. So really appreciate you being here, AB.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's about it for today. Thanks, brother.